We're back to the Neil Haley show, and I'm really excited about my guest because we're going to talk about something people forget. People are forgetting the employees. Honestly, they're forgetting the people that are in the grind every day, working that could need help. Everyone's deciding in the Great Resignation, I'm going to start a business. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. But no one's really serving employees that once just work for a company. They want to enjoy that. They want to have a life in this, and it's the entrepreneur mindset, business mindset's not there. So my guest today is to talk about how she does work with those individuals. Julia Lewis. Julia, how are you? Thanks for stopping by.
Oh, thanks, Neil. Thank you so much for having me. I am great. How are you?
Good, fantastic. So what made you choose who you work with? What was that why factor of why you decided to work with those people?
I decided to work with those people because I have over 35 years of corporate experience and then got laid off. And in my corporate experience, there were many, many years where I worked with people who were just miserable and just not happy and just they go to work day to day and unhappy lives. And so after I got out of the corporate world, I became certified as a coach and got into transformation and realized we have control over this. So if we're not happy with what we're doing, we're the only ones that can change it. So I help people do that. I help people minimize their stress and improve their success.
So Julia, everyone I'm hearing is doesn't want to work anymore. We talked about two different things that you talked about off air. One is that you said that 80% of the workforce is unhappy right now, right? According to Gallup. Is that
But
correct?
yeah, according to Gallup, they say 60% are totally unhappy, are emotionally unengaged, and 19% are miserable. That's the latest poll that came out in August.
So my question for you is Gallup's only going with people who are working for companies, not entrepreneurs, business owners, things like that.
Correct.
Not I guess the share economy, none of those people, only people that are employees. Is that correct?
Yes, it was a global workforce poll. So it was more the corporate business, not the entrepreneurial world.
Exactly. So, and that's why everyone wants to become that. And then 90%, according to CNN, I just found out from one of the guests I interviewed today, are depressed that are working that job. So, what do you see from this, Julia? That we can't all be business owners. We can't all be entrepreneurs. We could potentially, but if we do, I don't know. It'll be interesting. It will be like going back to the Stone Age, right? We're going to share each other's, help each other through life if that would happen if we continue to see this craziness. But what do you recommend people that are working to not feel so depressed and unhappy? What tips should they do today if they're dreading Sundays? I dreaded Sundays when I was a teacher. I dreaded Sundays when I was working in the corporate world. I said, oh no, please, I don't want Monday to come. When I'm a business owner, that's not the case at all. I love I'm happy about Monday. How can we make it so employees start to be more happy?
I think employees have to do a couple of things, and they can do them very easily. And the first thing that they have to do is kind of engage with themselves. They have to start thinking about, so what is making them unhappy specifically? Like, what don't they like about it? And then make a decision to change that. Because a lot of people get in a rut and just go day in and day out and day in. And it's just like, well, this is what life has to be. Well, they have to realize it doesn't have to be that way. And they have the ability to change it. And they can only do that when they themselves decide that they're going to make a change and decide that they can do something. So it becomes freeing for them. And they don't have to go run a business. There's many, many thousands, hundreds of thousands of people in this world that have no desire to run a business and couldn't do it successfully if they wanted to. They want to work for people, but they want to be happy about it. So they have to know themselves well enough and spend time really understanding what they want, what makes them happy, and then making decisions to change it. And
So
then open themselves
how
up.
do they figure that out? That's the point. You're going through this grind. The reason why people don't like working for other people is the stress factor of lack of control, stress factor over boss that's a bully in certain ways, things that they're going through that really cause them to not feel great about themselves. So based on that, what to do, right? Like
So
that's what
and that's why we start with really understanding what's making them unhappy, because many times it's the fact that we don't feel we're in control. when in effect, we can take control of those situations. We can think differently, we can respond differently, we can act differently given the situation. You can't necessarily control situations, but you can control internally what you do and how you respond. And once people learn to start doing that more effectively for themselves, they begin to understand that they really have more control than they think, even in an environment where they're working for someone else.
When you're working with those people, why do they reach out to you? How do they find you? Things like that without going to a website, but meaning like see that there's someone like you out there for people that are dealing with the work life and not enjoying it.
Um, I'm sorry. Ask me that question again. You
More,
said without going to a
Julia, so
website?
basically, how, no, not the website. No more, Julia. How do people find you? What are they looking for? They're searching for to find someone like you because they don't know that they're out there. How are they uncovering you're around, things like that through education, or are there people that know when I'm dealing with this rut as an employee, I can go and talk to someone like you?
I think they have to, a lot of times you have to look for um, things on the web. Maybe it's transformation, maybe it's change. You can be looking for different jobs. You can go to HR departments, and HR departments can kind of guide you. A lot of companies have employee assistance programs, which can help you. But if you're people who are really looking for trying to figure out how they can change themselves, it's more looking up transformation, looking for life coaches, looking for that kind of thing on the website in order to find the people if they don't have anybody that they know that does that.
Okay,
Transformation is
fantastic.
big and life coaching is big.
Absolutely. So, best place we can find information on you, Julia, where can we go?
We can go to julialewis.net.
Fantastic, Julia. Great
I,
conversation about employees and what they're going through and all those things. They don't have to be unhappy anymore. They can really make a change and they need to. So I appreciate it, Julia.
absolutely. Thanks so much, Neil. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're listening and watching the Neil Haley Show, and we'll be back in just a moment.